Hello viewers, here is a Home Essentials branded Fian. This is a Fian from my childhood. I've filmed this a handful of times in the past, but I wanted to do a better quality revisit video of it because I think it's been quite a few years now since I filmed it. I had went back to the old location a couple months ago and grabbed a bunch of stuff, and this was one of the things that I grabbed. This has no model number on it, no information whatsoever other than the fact that it was made in the China, and it has the power input of the DC at 4.5 the volts with the polarity schematic and the brand name, and that's it. I have no idea what the OEM on this was, and I don't think I've ever seen another one of these out in the wild or even in pictures or videos, at least not that I can recall. It's a 2-speed unit, and the blade is foam. It is starting to deteriorate a little bit. It's kind of a miracle that this has lasted as long as it has in as good a condition as it is. It's starting to get a little bit of rust on the bottom, and the blades are starting to show some cracking a little bit here and there. I think that's the worst blade. But it still runs and it still works. The blades are kind of scratched up on the front because I guess probably stuck stuff in there or something when it was running. You know, whatever stupid things you do when you're young. So, I believe this dates back to, I would say, the mid-2000s. And I don't recall where this was purchased. I don't recall for certain why it was purchased. I want to say it was purchased for the computer room at the first house. We had in the basement, it was a finished room where the computer was, and this is back in the 2000s, so the computer is still a big box on the floor. The whole setup is a big deal. You got the big box on the floor, you got the big CRT monitor, you got the printer on the table, you got the scanner, and so it's this big elaborate setup. And we had that downstairs, and this was an ugly room. It had this ugly silver and glass desk, had ugly, stupid stainless steel light fixture, although at least it was halogen, not dumb DEL. And it had an ugly chair and some ugly shelving. The only thing in that room that was kind of interesting was the floor. My mother painted this floor, and I probably have a picture of it somewhere. It was kind of neat. She had done like, it was a mix of, I think, the memory is very faded now, but I'm pretty sure that it was like white and black and maybe some dumb silver, like paint swipes of a brush all over the floor, kind of randomized. And it was just like painted concrete, and it had like a kind of a it had like a shine to it. It was kind of neat. I remember that the texture of it was kind of interesting. I don't know why the heck I remember that, but it's just one of those weird things that I remember. But anyway, so that was that, and this Fian would have fit right in with the ugliness of that room, and so I would guess that this was purchased for that room, because in that time we wouldn't have just bought a fan for no reason. So there had to be a reason why we bought it, and this is probably the reason why. It was probably bought for that room. And it was likely used in there for a short period of time until I insisted on taking it out and using it somewhere else. I remember it a fair bit. I vividly remember using it in the living room. There was a big picture window in the living room with a huge sill and I used to sit at that cell and do different things there. And I remember using it there, and that was catastrophic because I guess I didn't know any better, and I pushed the fan up against the wall, and the power cord, it was a regular DC adapter, and it came straight in. It was a just straight plug. The cord would get bent up against the windowsill, and it eventually broke. And so the connection from the tip of the power cord to the power cord itself broke. And so then the fan was, of course, unusable. And of course, I was very upset about that. And so I told my grandfather about it. And he cleaned it up. He went and bought a new AC to DC adapter from RadioShack. And this one is a right angle, so that wouldn't happen anymore. This is a 4.5 volt, 0.7 amps AC adapter. I don't know what amperage this calls for, but it's run off of this adapter for many years, and it had no problems after that. I had a handful of these adapters that he bought me. I had a 1.5 volts one somewhere that I used with a like a solar light that I converted into a night light. That's another thing I meant to grab when I was over there, but I forgot about it. And then I also had some, I think I have a 6 and a 9 volt one, or 9 and a 12 volt one for testing cordless phones. I don't know what the OEM of these adapters was. They're made in China as well. It's called an audio-video apparatus. I don't really understand that. Anyways, so let's go ahead and plug this fan in and turn this on. If I recall correctly, and it's been a long time since I've used this, if I recall correctly, the motor always had a very odd, like, kind of ticking sound to it as it ran. And it would stop ticking as soon as you turn it off. Like cut the power, not actually stop spinning. And I also think that because this adapter can be interchanged, that the fan can be run in reverse. But I don't really want to do that anymore, just for the sake of it might break. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is irreplaceable at this point. If nothing else, being the original one, it's obviously irreplaceable. So we're going to be testing at 119.1 the volts, and we'll see how much power the adapter calls for during operation. I don't have the apparatus to measure the amperage at 4.5 volts, but whatever, it's not that important for this particular video. Alright, so we'll begin on low, and the switch, low to the left, high to the right. It's kind of like a Duracraft turbofan switch, very difficult to use. The motor has little tiny vents around there. If I recall correctly, it does get a bit warm after a while. And then the shaft is hilariously small, and there are more vents on the front. There's no way that I can see to take this apart, and I don't even want to try. Alright, we'll begin on the low. Yep, there's that noise. Surprisingly, the bearings are still very, very free after all these years. That's quite impressive. If I recall correctly, this did actually move a satisfactory amount of air, all things considered. Okay, listen to that noise that it's going to make. I wonder what that is and why it doesn't... I want to say it's brushes, but why would it stop as soon as you cut the power. Maybe it's a brushless motor, I don't know. It's much louder on high. It's pretty much the only noise the thing makes. Alright, let's go back to the low. I don't recall it being that out of balance. Yeah, it actually does move a satisfactory amount of air, all things considered, for what it is and what the blades look like. So the adapter is taking in 0.05 the amps, 4 the watts, with a power factor of 0.61. Now this is really out of balance. This is slightly loose. The air doesn't carry very far. I can't feel it much more than a meter or so away. But if this is sitting on a desk, and you're sitting right next to it, this would be totally satisfactory. And it's pretty much silent, sans that ticking noise, which it always did. That's 0.07 the amps, 5 the watts, power factor of 0.62. What did we say this adapter was called, rated for? This is rated for 0.3 amps input. It's only pulling 0.07, so the adapter is nowhere near under full load, which leads me to believe that the fan draws significantly less than 0.7 amps at 4.5 volts. Yeah, it really does move a decent amount of air for what it is. It's not powerful by any means, but it looks like it would do absolutely nothing, but it is functional. Not much of a difference in the speeds. I guess there is some, but not too much. And off. The switch feels like it's very nice quality for whatever that's worth. I can't believe how free the bearings have remained all these years.